Hey, welcome back. I'm back down here messing around with this old tractor again. These seals in behind here were basically gone, missing. The needle bearings were wore out. I've got new ones. I'm fixing to rebuild this, so I've got to take all this apart. I got to be able to weld it all up and to finalize some of my welds in there. I got to take this off anyway. And so that's one of the next things I got to do is wheel hub puller. You have to be like the Arm and Hammer man to be able to do some of this crap. This is old school. 3-jar puller where you can hit on it. This thing probably hadn't been off since the 70s. Trying to put a new seal in right here. And it's coming, but it's just like an old mule. You gotta let it know who's boss. Ow! I broke my shin just now. Oh my word. Alright. A few more licks and I believe I'm gonna have it. Let me try to tighten and make sure this bolt is tight. I'm wore out from fighting this thing. Oh, the air compressor's off. You hammer on this thing enough, it'll make you sleep like a baby. You'll wake up every 3 hours and you'll cry. It's coming. It's coming off. Take that around. Grab another bite. About to run out of anywhere to hold it. That's a good way to hurt a knee. What are you talking about, grind? It's coming. I kind of thought it would just pop. Come on off of it. I'm back over where the lock ring goes now. Okay, I got the hub off, and I'm talking about I'm wore out. That puller is a nice tool to have. It's an old school tool from Chrysler that they made back in the 40s or whatever for pulling the hubs. And I borrowed it from a friend of mine, but that thing right there will work you to death. I had to work for every 16th of an inch of this thing. Was a journey to say the least. I lied to it. I broke my shin hitting on that thing a minute ago, and I had to go home and put a Band-Aid on it and take a couple of Tylenols. By Band-Aid, I mean a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I had to rest for a little while. And I was sitting there and I was wondering, I wonder if Bo Jackson's still faster than me. I thought that by the time I was 57 and he's 61, that maybe, I could catch him if he was running. And but after hitting my shin today, I don't know. I guess all bets are off on that. So anyway, fixing to clean all this up. Fixing to take these bolts out, take this hub off, take this axle out, and gonna replace this needle bearing right here. Got new seals to go right here. I got this seal to go in this end right here. I bought one for this side to make sure that this is correct before I bought the other one, and he can have it the same day if I order it, if I need it downtown at the parts store. Got to get this out. I'm going to take this stuff all apart. There's bolts up in there that holds this bull gear on, and I got to take all this off so I can finish my welds right here, and then put new gasket material in there, some sealant, put it all back together, and paint everything up. And then I've got to decide what color am I going to go with. And I may go with an Allis Chalmers orange. It's either going to be that or it's going to be black. I like black. I wanted to do black with bronze colored wheels. a gloss black, and then maybe some accents with satin black. But somebody said something about the Allis Chalmers orange, and that would look good. I don't want to, if I do that, I'm not going to repaint the wheels, though. I'll leave the wheels orange on it. I mean white. Okay, so I got the brake rotor on the little hub I had made, and I was just trying to reuse what I already had. I was trying to reuse these Yamaha Big Bear calipers, and I was planning on them going on the inside like that. As you can see, it hits the bull gear and it doesn't come all the way down. So the only alternative I have is to flip this around the other way and try it like that, because that can't be ground away up in there where it hits at. So just full disclosure to know that this does not work like I thought it was going to work. This was a good idea. It's just there's not enough room in there for the caliper to go on. Okay, I'm getting the brakes mounted. I used the Yamaha rotor, Power King hub, Arctic Cat, like 400 calipers. I've got to manufacture a bracket that comes off this bolt right here up to this hole right here on both sides. Come from here up to here with some plate. I'll probably go ahead and catch that bottom hole too and give it 3 bolts to bolt on to, and then come up here and bolt those in with a 10 millimeter bolt, and go from there. Okay, for the brakes on the tractor, I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna get me a couple of these, and I'm just gonna make 2 little pedals side by side that even operate off the same pivot. And I'm gonna have these things side by side, one of them a little bit longer than the other one, maybe have it mounted where I can stack them, or one in front of the other. I don't know exactly how, but this is what I'm going for. Okay, so I've got these caliper mounts kind of roughed in. What I started out with, I've just put these little pieces on the caliper, and then put these on the bull gear right here, and then just tack welded them to get the position. Of course, I've got the rotor taken off right now. Came up with this for the rear brakes. Showed you on the Warrior that I was wanting to use a rear brake setup for like a motorcycle. And so I got these 2 master cylinders and plated them together to separate them and all that. And I think it's going to work like that. My heel can hit this one, or my heel can hit this one, or I can catch both of them at the same time. Tractor brakes. Got to mount my ignition switch, my reverse switch. Got to work out through the wiring. I got to make some hood mounts for that hood. I've shortened the hood and sectioned it, and got to fill some holes in on the top. Still got the holes for the exhaust and all on it, but so I got to come off here somehow with some mounts to mount this thing, and then I got to build off of this structure somewhere. I got to build something to hold the hood. I want to come up. I want it to be shaped similar to the seat. Come up and over at the shape of the back of that hood, and get those mounts made, and then I'll figure out where to mount the CDI box and all that stuff. Battery's gonna go in there. One thing I don't know is, I don't know about the size of a battery that's okay with this. What kind of battery will this charge other than a quad battery? The regular lawnmower that these came off of was just a lawnmower battery, Briggs & Stratton 18 horse. And so I figure that any lawnmower battery would work, but if anybody's got any input on how big of a battery with that charge. I'd like to have a good sized battery, so you know, got plenty of cranking amps and all that. But I don't want too much that this thing can't maintain it. So let me know what you know. Got the throttle, a quad throttle. Of course, I'm gonna fill this little hole right here, put me a washer on this. I mounted the quad throttle here so I can use the same cable that come up, and I'm gonna come right up through here, over and then back down into the carburetor. And then I came up with this foot pedal. I still think I want to make a pedal that, a lever that pulls, and have a tab here somewhere to where, like this, have a rotating rod right here, so that whenever I pull up on this accelerator or use one of them that you pull and lock, that it'll pull this to a position and hold it in that position. Probably still going to do that. But this is the throttle that I came up with to make the quad, and I like it. I've got the Big Bear, the Yamaha Big Bear footrest and all on this. Next thing is get the hood finished up, get the wiring done, clean the gas tank out, mount it back in, try everything, try it out one time, and then blow it all apart and paint it. Probably going to wind up going with the Allis Chalmers Orange. To put all this together, to be able to fill these bull gears and put the oil back in them, put my new bearings in and everything. I just painted them black because I thought I might go flat black on this thing. I don't know if that would be, well, I don't even know what that would look like. I just can't make up my mind on this thing. Got to work out the exhaust. The center exhaust on this thing is small. It's just got a double wall, and I guess that's for heat purposes or whatever. But I've got this little muffler off of a lawnmower that I can mount right up under there. It's got that little thing that turns down, and I could mount it right up under there. And I like that idea, just coming straight down off the engine into that. It's the same size on the inner diameter there, so I may wind up going that route on that. I bought a little small motorcycle muffler, slip-on muffler, but I couldn't figure out no way to make it come out of the hood. The only other way I could do that would be to mount it right in here somewhere. You know, if you get back and look at that, and then have that coming out the very bottom somewhere. Got to mount the oil cooler. So I still got a list of things to do. The wiring is what I dread the most, trying to go through it because it's so time consuming. I'm going to do away with the separate, well, this is the light switch here, but I'm going to do away with the separate ignition and the push button and all that. Got the shifter done. Probably going to add a little length to this to get it up away from that seat just a little bit more. Add me a little length in there, but that works. So I'm getting there. Just got a little bit left to do. Appreciate you stopping back by the channel. If you would, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, please. If you enjoyed this and want to watch, follow along with it. Hit the notification bell so that you get the notifications.